In 1989, an earthquake devastated the nation of Armenia, killing over 30,000 people. A father frantically, just minutes after the earthquake, went down to the school where his son was at. Now, he always told his son a very special promise. And that promise is, son, I will always be there for you. Well, the father arrives to a horrific scene of rubble. Buildings have collapsed. The school is in disarray. But the father begins now to feverishly remove the rocks where his son's classroom would have been. 8 hours pass. He's still digging. 16 hours pass. He's still digging. 32 hours pass. Parents arrive to the scene sobbing and crying. Police and other first responders are there, and they tell this father, quit looking for your son. He's dead. And the father said, I made my son a promise that I always would be there for him. Well, after hour 36, that father finally removes some rocks and hears yelling from some children. Oh man, he was relieved. As they interviewed the children that were rescued by this father, the son of the father said, listen, I told my classmates that my dad made me a promise that he would always be there and he would come for me. And we held on to that promise. That's what kept them alive. Well, as the children of Israel are about to enter the promised land, Moses, their leader, has died, and God makes a promise to Joshua that he's still going to be with him. As a matter of fact, Joshua 1:7 puts it this way: be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go. You know, promises are an interesting thing. And you may have been disappointed by somebody that has made a promise to you. But let me assure you today that Jesus will fulfill his promises. I'm a witness, and I'm sure you can ask a number of individuals that you know as well, that even though we as humans sometimes fail and don't fulfill our promises, God's promises are sure. And so I want to encourage you today, as you look at the life of Joshua and as he is about to enter the promised land, that God promises to fulfill the promise that he gave to Moses. He's now going to fulfill it in the life of Joshua. And God will fulfill the promises he's made to you as well.